Yo, welcome to another episode of House of Sports Podcast. I am your host, Dwayne Hewitt, here with my other two co-hosts, Smoog and Chubbs. This week we'll be recapping Thursday Night Football and Tua's injury, giving our top 5 teams so far this season, discussing Week 4 matchups, Bills versus the Ravens, Eagles versus Jaguars, and also getting into who will have a better performance, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Welcome back to another episode. Before we go ahead and get started, a few housekeeping things. Y'all know where to follow us on all the platforms: House of Sports Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, HD Sports Pod on Twitter, and FT Entertainment on Instagram and Facebook. Before we get started, Chubbs or Smoog, got anything I want to say to the people?
I'm chilling right now.
All right. Let's go ahead and get right to it. So Thursday Night Football matchup happened, Dolphins versus the Bengals. Bengals were able to edge this one out, but people aren't really talking about the game, which we'll get into a little bit later. But let's talk about the game. So the Dolphins did lose the game. Tua did get hurt. But what are our thoughts on the actual play of the game before we get to the Tua injury?
I think it was a pretty good game overall. One of the things I wanted to talk about later is one of the topics. As far as the Bengals, I think the Bengals played a pretty good game, as well as the Dolphins did. Obviously, it probably would have been a different outcome as far as who won if Tua didn't get hurt. But I think that overall, the Bengals definitely, showed a little bit more than what I expected. I was surprised that the defense, Miami's defense, they were looking all right, but you know what I'm saying, to having played the Bengals.
Bro.
They were looking. You let me finish. Having played the Bengals, like they definitely should have shut them out. Xavier Howard was kind of getting beat. The receivers look, and although Jamar Chase and T Higgins are pretty good receivers, for them to do that against the Dolphins defense, which is a defense we consider one of the tops in the league, it was kind of surprising. But I don't know if it was more so Miami not being Miami, or Miami this week, or us writing off the Bengals a little bit too soon. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of too soon to tell. But y'all know how I feel about Joe Burrows and that offense. I kind of think they're overrated, but they didn't really show that this week, this past Thursday. So yeah. But I think definitely if Tua would have played the whole game, it probably would have been a different outcome, honestly.
Maybe. One thing I will say is Tua getting hurt the prior week and having a short week of practice to begin with, how much work did he really get in this week of practice? That does play a factor. Preparation is part of the game. We're going to get into the extent of that, but I don't know. I don't know if Tua playing the whole game, it would have been that big of a difference. Miami wasn't really turning heads. I mean, Tyreek had a good game. I'll give Tyreek. Tyreek had a really good game. He ended up with 150 yards, 140 yards, something like that. Something around there. He showed up, but can't really get mad at him for that. But to your point about the Miami Dolphins defense, they're supposed to be an elite team, right? Elite defense. Do we agree? We consider them one of the top defenses, right?
Yeah.
Xavier Howard, isn't he supposed to be a top 5 corner in the league?
Yeah.
It's only week 3 going into week 4. This is week 4 now, and I've seen Xavier Howard get beat by guys that shouldn't be beating him, which that's a concern to me. Because when you go into your, I don't know.
Say shouldn't be beating him, but
I'm sorry,
he definitely shouldn't lose that matchup. He shouldn't lose.
T. Higgins is not a deep threat like Burner.
No, but he's a good receiver though.
He's a good receiver, but he's not like running by you and route. I mean, like he shouldn't be routing up Xavier Howard. Is my point. I'm really trying to make. But I don't know. I still think Bengals suck. I'm not. We weren't too hard on them. I still think they're the third worst team in the AFC North. No, maybe I'm. No, they lost to the Steelers. They're the third team in the AFC North.
But they currently have a better record than the Steelers. And
I
the
don't
same
care.
record as the Browns.
I don't care. I think
they
that team is the most overrated team.
They gave the top team in the league so far their first L. So I don't know. I don't know. I just said that because when I was watching the game, like I saw the coach was kind of being conservative. They were controlling the tempo of the game, if you will. And Burrell didn't get sacked too much. They was running Joe Mixon a lot. Giving Jamar Chase and T. Higgins opportunities to make plays. So,
don't get me wrong, Dio. Like, when I say overrated, I'm not necessarily calling this team a bad team. People are talking like this team is still a contender because they went to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh yeah, no way. Yeah, no.
That's why I'm calling them overrated. Yeah. They're not that like you're still going to get games where the Bengals show up and like, okay, this looks like a really good team. Then you're going to get weeks where they're like, this team's a really bad team.
Yeah.
That's my point with overrated. I think if they're going to be uphill battle, struggling and trying to make the playoffs this year. That's what I think.
I'm still sticking with my theory as well as far as like Joe Burrow and that offense having the best year was last year. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to have a year moving forward.
100%. 100%. Everybody got hurt last year. Their opportunity was last year. They were the most healthy team in the NFL by playoffs.
But they also, I don't know. They might. I'm not gonna say they might. They have a chance to make the playoffs. Maybe I may change my opinion about that. But I still don't think that they're, like you said, a top contender team.
But my point, the DL, is they went to Super Bowl last year. They really didn't lose anybody from that team. They supposedly added on to that offensive line to make them a serious threat.
They're only 2-1. They're only 2-1.
But they're not that good, in my opinion. But
if you're winning, you win the conversation. That's all. But I agree, though. I see what you're saying. So,
Chubbs, you're such an overreactor. What was your excerpt about Xavier Howard and all this for? Do we not just see him lock up Stephon Diggs last week? Yeah, their defense didn't play the best, and their team didn't play the best. Like DL said, they were playing conservative because obviously they knew Tua wasn't 100%, so they weren't. Let me finish. They weren't running everything that they needed to run. T. Higgins had one big catch, which was for 59 yards. If you take away that big catch, he had 6 catches for 65 yards. Not impressive. we got to relax. The Bengals offense, the reason why they won this game is just because the Dolphins D-line, which is typically good, front seven didn't get pressure. Joe Burrow they only got 1 sack on that Bengals O-line. So they're able to shore that up, and the Bengals still haven't been able to run the ball. So that's one reason why I won't say we roped them off too early, but I still have them making the playoffs. Chubb said they're the third best team in the AFC North. It's week 4, and again, overreactions. They're still the top 2 team in the AFC North. And they're still probably going to win 10-plus games and make the playoffs easily. So I think there's a lot of overreactions to the first 4 weeks of the season.
But Wayne,
got to cut that out.
So the reason why I'm not going to say,
especially if the offensive line is not,
I get what you're saying. The offensive
line is doing what they did versus a good defensive line. Yeah, they couldn't run the ball, but they also made sure that Joe Burrow didn't get sacked 4+ times this game. So yeah,
so I get what you're saying about the whole Xavier Howard thing. I'm basically making it a point because didn't he just sign this offseason a big extension to stay with them when they were thinking about maybe
he just locked up
what?
Stephon
Can I
Diggs.
finish?
No point
Can
to
I
be
can
made.
can I finish? Can I
Go
finish?
ahead.
Can I
Go
finish?
ahead.
Can I finish? Thank you.
Yeah,
They were thinking about trading him. Okay, my point is, if you have thoughts about trading him before the year started, you're second guessing what he's going to do for you this year. And you know what?
He just locked up Stephon.
That's one game, Wayne. It's week 4, right? God damn. One game. Good job. Got routed by Rashad. Higgins got all that big touchdown. I don't care. He got that one catch. That one catch was a big touchdown.
One catch, right? And then
that's okay.
What happened in the second half?
That's okay. That's a play.
To you guys, he locked up a top 10 receiver, and he just had one bad game.
Okay.
I mean, he got beat, but it's 50. When you're covering a player,
it was only a big play because he missed the tackle. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not being hard on him. I'm just saying he just didn't play like we expected him to play.
He had a bad game.
When you're playing corner, bro. When you're playing corner and you're playing one-on-one matchups, bro, like it's a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like the best corners win that 50-50 matchups more than 50% of the time. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying for T. Higgins to have made that play on him it's not like, let's not lose our mind over it because T. Higgins is not a bad receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm just gonna say this right now. Don't tell us to try to start some narratives to get this stuff going because I've been trying to start some narratives and you just shut that shit all down. So
that was just a nasty narrative to start.
Fine.
Like
that's fine.
That was just a nasty narrative.
I was gonna start it, but you shut it all down.
Sometimes you get to shit on the nasty narrative.
No, you do it all the time.
That wasn't a good narrative.
Not sometimes.
That was a terrible narrative right there. And yeah, T. Higgins is literally the best number 2 receiver in the league. So yeah, like.
Oh, I thought it was Mike Williams, bro.
Nah, that's T. Micah number 1.
By default,
doing it. Nah. Oh shit! I was like, who is arguing with me about this by default? But no. Let's talk about the injury. Let's talk about Tua's injury. What are our thoughts on it? What do we think? Do we think the Dolphins are going to get in trouble? Do you think?
I think NFL is going to get in trouble first, and as an organization, I think the NFLPA are going to go at them. They already said that. I think J.C. Treader, I think, is either the VP or the president of the NFLPA, and he came out with a statement basically saying they were going to inquire about what happened and why he played, basically. Because let's be real, you got a injury. They said it was a back injury. You did get cleared. You did what's it called? Clear your concussion protocols. But at the end of the day, you still, if you have a potential head injury, you shouldn't be playing on Thursday night when you just had that injury on Sunday. You shouldn't even be playing that second half. That's really, I think, the big thing.
The biggest issue. Yeah, that was definitely the biggest issue.
So, one, the guy visibly it's all over Twitter, it's all over social media, him stumbling in that whole clip. Like he looked like he shouldn't have been out there after that clip. And then he went out in the second half saying, oh, he passed all the protocols, he's good. And then he was fine all week in practice, and then boom, something happens. Same injury. And then what's worse, makes it worse is like his body seized up on him, which didn't make the thing any better. I don't know. I think the NFL is going to get targeted first, but I do think Dolphins have some responsibility right there too. I don't think Tua should have played, but then again, at the end of the day, we're all football players.
Yeah,
we know that we're going to do whatever it takes to get on to play on that game day. And sometimes we might say we're all right when we're not all right. So, I don't know. It's going to be really, really, really sticky situation, I think.
But yeah, no, I agree. But as far as we knew last week he was concussed. I can't come on here and be a hypocrite because when you got off last, I think it was when we did the pod on Friday, last Monday, whenever it was, the last time we podded and you had to leave, me and Wayne was asked, Wayne had the question of should Tua play this week, and I was like, if he wants to, you know what I mean, it's his decision. So I can't be a hypocrite because, like you said, bro, we're football players. I've been concussed before, to an extent where I didn't want to come out the game, and literally Joey told Jody and had me, taken out the game. So I know the feeling of not wanting to not finish a game. So from that perspective of Tua, I think that he probably just wanted to keep playing. Felt as though, it might have been, something he can just get through. That's why he went in the game last week. However, I don't really know if it's anyone's fault necessarily. Of course, they're going to blame someone. And in this case, it will be the NFL. It will be the Dolphins trainers because he was ultimately cleared by the, Dolphins doctor or neurologist or whoever.
So Dio, so to that, you just said they cleared him. So what happens now when he just got cleared from the hospital and they said he passed all concussion tests? He's completely fine. We're clearing him to get out of here. Going forward, what do we think about that?
But I haven't really been following the details, but I know that something like that you're automatically not going to be playing for.
I don't think he's playing for like another 3-4 weeks.
And when you have
6.
Yeah. Sharon Sharp alluded to it in his tweet. Not Sharon Sharp, it was, I forget his name. His name will come up in a minute. I'll remember it in a minute. Sam Acho. He alluded to it when he was talking. He was saying, like, whenever you go through a concussion protocol test, all they do is ask you a few questions. You know what I'm saying? Test your pupils, stuff like that. And that's easily passable. And like I said, from my perspective, it all stemmed from week 2. You know what I mean? Or week 3 from the Bills game. And since it wasn't diagnosed properly, I felt like the hit this week wasn't even, from my perspective, wasn't even that hard. I watched the hit from different angles, and his back hit the turf first, but his head did kind of hit the ground, bounce off the ground or whatever. And if something like that can cause you to seize up like that, then that just means that it was a prior issue in my opinion. Because although it looked like he got slammed to the ground, the hit this week was nothing compared to how his head hit the ground last week. And we know that he had some issues last week. But it just all goes into the fact of, he probably passed the couple questions that they asked him to get back on the field. You know what I mean? He wanted to play.
The questions are so do you know what day?
Yeah, it's simple. Yeah.
Do you know your birthday?
Yeah.
You know what month we're in?
Who's president? You know what I'm saying? What team do you play for? What's your mom's name?
Can you count from backwards?
Yeah, you can't really diagnose. Even, you know what I'm saying? Even when I had a concussion, I knew everything. I just couldn't stand on one foot. But my thing was, we were down by 30-something points, so I was just frustrated. You know what I mean? So, but ultimately, when the game was over the next day, I was like, damn, I do kind of feel kind of messed up, you know what I'm saying? But, however, like I said, I think we all going to want to point a finger at someone. But ultimately, I can't be a hypocrite because, like I said last week, I wouldn't blame Tua for wanting to play. You know what I'm saying? He's a football player. And stuff like this happens, you know what I mean? He could have been completely fine. And maybe this hit this week was the hit, you know what I'm saying? But obviously it doesn't seem that way. It may not be the case, but anything can happen on any given day, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think the NFL will ultimately get blamed, and kind of rightfully so. But I don't know.
But I think Dolphins going forward need to be very careful. Just take your time with it because doctors that came out and said, like, when your fingers go the way that he went, like, he had, like, a real serious, like, brain thing going on. Like, so he should probably not try to rush it. You got a good enough team.
He's probably
got a good enough team.
Honestly, it wouldn't make sense for him to come back this year, in my opinion. It wouldn't make sense.
That's too much. He's definitely coming back. He's definitely coming back.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
In the next game.
What?
But exactly, and that's the thing. Like, but if he gets hurt again, then it's gonna be like he may never play football again.
You say
so
he's playing
it's
the
like
next game?
when it comes to like the NFL and their protocols based off of how head injuries are you going to go through with it or are you not? Like that, and that's the issue. They was practicing with them cushions on their helmet in training camp, and now you're going to let a quarterback play after he's had two severe, you know what I'm saying, potential head injuries in the past 2 weeks. So it's just like, where's the, like, is it this or is it that? Like, I don't. If you're saying he's going to play this week, then it's clearly
he's not playing this week, dude. I don't know what.
No, I mean they don't have a game this week. I correct my.
He's not playing next week.
Not the 9th. On the 16th of October, which will be there, he will miss a game, and then the 16th of October will officially be 17 days since he last played. Tua will play in that game. If they're saying that he's past the concussion protocol and he's not a concussion, just a back or whatever injury it is, he should be able to play in 17 days. That's
Did you just hear what I said about what the doctor said?
Doctor said a lot of things.
Okay. But should he, though? That's the thing, though. Should he?
If it's a neurological thing where that causes his fingers to go that way, that's his brain. He shouldn't be playing next week.
I didn't say next week. I said in 16.
Next 2 days. The next 2 games.
I still don't think
that's 17 days. He's going to play in 17 days.
If he's got a real concussion.
A real concussion is a week out.
A severe
17 days. He doesn't have everything that's coming out is saying he does not have a severe concussion. That's what is being reported. That is what
I don't know.
You just said the hospital just said he did not have he cleared.
Yeah, they cleared him, but yeah, they did.
The hospital doesn't have an agenda
or something, but I don't know.
Hospital doesn't have an agenda. Another doctor that also has an agenda versus the NFL. The NFL should not be getting in trouble for what's happening with Tua. There's only 2 people to blame. There's only 2 parties to blame for if Tua is having a neurological injury and not attending to it properly. There's 2 people for that. Tua and the Dolphins. Tua and the Dolphins. The Dolphins, NFL cannot go to the Dolphins and say, yo, he cannot play. They can't do that. That is on the team to do that. So the NFLPA said they will pursue every legal action, but they can't sue the NFL for that. That is on that team. That team is allowing him to play. That training staff, that management. Those are the people that are should be getting in trouble, not the NFL as an organization. Because Goodell doesn't have the permission to go down there and say, hey, from what we saw on film, he looks real injured. He can't play. He can't do that.
Well, we're looking at it. Well, I was looking at it through the aspect. I don't think anybody should get in trouble, honestly, because it's football. But from the perspective of just how anal they have been with, you know what I'm saying?
But the NFL is going to get blamed. But I'm saying they shouldn't be the ones getting blamed. It shouldn't be the Shield getting blamed. It should be that logo down in Miami and Miami Gardens. Those are the people that should be getting blamed. As a football player, you're always on the play, but sometimes you have to know when you're messed up and when you're not. And then as a team, like Jody did for you, got to take the player's safety and say, hey, this player is out of control. We're
not letting them going back in,
Tua shouldn't have played on a short week. We saw how he slammed his head back, how he dropped. Tua shouldn't have come back in the game. So the Dolphins should get in trouble. This is going to be the second time getting in trouble this year. If it is actually his injury. And if it's something that's serious, there should be another investigation that an outside source that looks into this. Because clearly, like the worst thing that can happen for the Dolphins right now, if he plays in 2-3 weeks or whenever he comes back and play, he get hit and something happens again.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think he should take some more.
You said the season, but I don't think
I would say the season.
As a football player, that's not happening.
That should not happening.
That's not happening. If Tua take the season off, Tua ain't gonna have a job next year. That's a fact. So, yeah, I do think he was injured in some type of way the previous game, which was a reoccurring injury that happened now. We all had concussions. I had a concussion. I played a whole game with a concussion and didn't realize I had a concussion until I woke up the next morning.
But when it's a different it's a difference though in playing and being a defensive player and having a concussion than being an offensive player. You know what I'm saying? We're giving out the hits. You know what I'm saying? And offensive players are taking the hits.
I play D-line deal. Your concussion and me getting concussion is two different things.
But I'm saying, like, we can control to an extent.
You can control. I have to headbutt every play.
You don't have to use your head.
Use your face. You know what they say about O-line and D-line every play. But DL, you know what they say about O-line, D-line every play? It's like getting in a car crash every single play. They're going head. Like, that's what they say. I never did it before. Right?
This proximity compared to proximity coming at you is different.
Off the ball. Forward.
I'm little, bro. I'm little, so I used to lead with my head.
Half the time, y'all don't hit head up anyway. You diving at somebody's legs, like
bro, I'm leading with my head though. Yeah. So
if you get a concussion, it's because you got a concussion because your head hit the ground.
But regardless, I'm saying offense.
Got a concussion because somebody's knee hit his helmet.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
Delivering a hit versus taking the hit are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like just in general.
You can get fucked up delivering a hit. We've seen that plenty of times.
That's what I just said. I said defensive players versus offensive players.
Delivering a hit.
So I'm just saying, Tua is putting himself every single snap. He's putting himself in a position to possibly have a head injury again. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I said this season because like there's a difference between going back out there this year and getting another head injury and then not being able to play again for the rest of your life.
For safety and protocols reasons.
Versus sitting out. Versus sitting out and then coming back next year.
Maybe not a year. Maybe a month. He should take the month off of October. Like, let's see who the Dolphins' next opponents are. I can't.
They're good at 3-1 right now. Like they don't. I'm not gonna say they don't need them, but like, what's more important? What's more important?
And Teddy could get it done because if it wasn't for that miscommunication, if it wasn't for that miscommunication with Gesicki, like they were driving the ball effectively with Teddy on the field. Mm-hmm. So it was just a miscommunication that led to a pick that, if you actually look at that pick, was actually a drop pick. He didn't catch that. He dropped it, but they didn't review it for some reason. So yeah, they play the Jets next week. Teddy could win that. They play the Vikings. That'll be a tough one, but he could possibly win that. The way Kirk Cousins has been playing, if their defense steps up. They play the Steelers. They can win that game. They play the Lions. They can win that game. If he misses the whole entire month of October, they can realistically go 3-1 or 2-2 and be fine.
I think the minimum 4 games.
That's the whole month of October.
Yeah, I'm saying I agree with you. I think minimum will be 4
games. If he misses the whole, and he can even miss the first week of November. They play the fucking Browns. The Bears. They play the Bears.
I don't see. So I don't see. Like I said, I don't see it going past 6 weeks. That's like the cutoff. I'll go. But 4, I think he's missing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. He's missing 3 to 4 games, at least.
And they should be cautious, man. Because it's gonna be. I just feel like.
You guys. Again. You gotta be careful. Concussions, bro. Like. You can only have a certain amount of concussions, and then your doctor tells you can't play no more.
You can't play football anymore. Like, if you have another brain injury, you might not be able to speak for the rest of your life.
There's a kid that I went to high school with, bro. He was told after freshman year because he didn't know he got so many concussions in youth football. Like, they told him he can never play football again after his freshman year playing high school.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
I mean, he was good. He was a good football player.
I think he will play on the 16th, but the smart thing is for him not to play until November 13th, in my opinion. Take this month off. Take the first week off versus the Bears. He does not need to play that game. And we've seen Teddy B very serviceable and lead New Orleans to undefeated record when Drew Brees was hurt. So Teddy is very capable of doing that. Again, we keep saying we don't know if we trust Teddy. Teddy hasn't been able to run a full week of practice with the ones. He is coming in the game last at a moment's notice without being able to warm up or anything. I think you give Teddy a full week of preparation, he'll come out and play just fine. So that's it. Before we get to the NFL picks, because I want to get to some more topics, we have a topic up here. Is it Jalen Hurts or is it his supporting cast? The Jaguars do play the Eagles this week, and we'll get into that when we go into our picks for the week. But what do you guys think?
If we're going off of, are we going off of what he did last year and with the new look now, like his jump he's made? That's what we're looking at, right?
You can go off whatever you want to go.
So
off.
I'm gonna say a little bit of both. Last year he didn't have that type of receiving core that he has now. AJ Brown being added is a huge add for them. But other than that offense is damn near the same. I definitely think his success is because of the people around him, but also if you watched how he's playing this year compared to last year, you could tell he put in work this offseason. So I'm going to go both. I mean, I know this might be a cop-out answer, but I think he put in work this year, get prepared for this year, and it's paying off. And he cannot discredit. You cannot point out the fact that he got some people added onto this team to help him out. So it's a little bit of both.
I'm going to have to say 60-40. 60 being towards his supporting cast. I think that I'm not going to say anybody can ball with his receivers, but he has some pretty good receivers all around, and a pretty decent tight end. Although I don't know if he's making his tight end look good. I know we said Miles Sanders is not any type of tier running back. But when you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I think it comes together. I think that a lot of quarterbacks could do what Jalen Hurts is doing with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith, Zach Pascal. Three receivers
why
right
you
there.
Always like naming Zach fucking Pascal, bro.
Because he was
Pascal's
decent for the
nice.
Colts. He was nice for the Colts.
He's a pretty good receiver.
He's a big reason why the Colts aren't doing as well as they were last year.
Oh my! Because of Zach Pascal.
Yeah,
I
bro.
wouldn't go
T.Y.
that
wasn't
far.
playing.
He's a good
T.Y.
receiver.
Hilton wasn't playing.
He was in the wide receiver 1-2.
He's
a good
2B.
receiver, man. He's a good receiver. Let's not.
He's receiver
disrespect him.
2B.
But he isn't.
Yeah,
I don't know what Dio's acting like. He's making that much noise on the Eagles right now. It's his AJ.
He's a threat.
Devontae and Quez.
No, Devontae's first of all.
Zach Pascal is the fourth receiver. Let's calm down.
First of all,
Let's calm down.
Devontae. You calm down.
He may be fourth option.
He's the fourth receiver right now.
Let's be serious.
Devontae Smith. Really, if we're being serious.
Devontae Smith literally had 0 receptions on 6 targets in week 1. So let's not sit up here and act like Devontae Smith has been balling in any other game other than when they played the Commanders. So stop it, please. So
is Zach Pascal better than Devontae Smith?
I didn't say that.
Is he in the same tier as Devontae Smith?
He is a puzzle piece that fits well with that offense.
Let me go look at Zach Pascal's stats because I don't know why we even talking about Zach Pascal. In no way, shape, or form. Did I ever say he was an elite receiver? I didn't say he was an elite receiver. I didn't say he was the best receiver. And even when I just listed all the receivers, I named him third. So, like, I don't. He got 6 catches in 3 games, bro. Like, right, for 39 yards. He's not a fucking threat. He's out there. He is a rotation player.
He is participating.
That's like me saying, "Yo, goddamn, we got."
They haven't figured out how to utilize him yet to his best potential.
That's like me saying, like when we're watching like the the Heat and me saying, "Man, we got Dwayne Dedman." Like,
That's not the same thing, bro. That's like you saying Max Strauss.
Wait,
Max
you
Strauss
said
no.
No.
They're bigger contributors than they're bigger contributors than Zach Pascal.
Look, stop trying to. You just compare Zach Pascal to Dwayne Dedman.
Zach Pascal is Dwayne Dedman, literally.
You said they haven't figured out a way to like
utilize him to his full potential yet,
because
and
they got
how
the people they're trying to utilize before him.
So,
all right, let's stop talking about Zach Pascal. The most catches he ever had in his career is 44 catches in a season. So there's no reason to ever talk about Zach Pascal ever.
He's a good receiver, though.
He's a good piece to the puzzle, bro. He's a good complementary receiver.
When someone is hurt and like, oh, let's plug him in. That's what
you act like you've been in the league for years. You only been in the league for what, 3 years? 4 years?
5 years.
This year, the 5th?
He a vet.
He's just like, that's like
he's a puzzle piece, bro. I never said he was elite. I don't know why.
Just don't name him though. Like that's
who you want me to name, bro? Not Miles Sanders. I'm not
Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders. Those are people.
But that's what I said. I said even Dallas, even Goddard, bro. Like I think Jalen Hurts made him good. You know what I mean? Like I think
that's crazy to say, bro.
Made him shine this year. I mean, he's playing well this year.
He's been a top 10 tight end.
Yo, Goddard was doing stuff before Jalen Hurts got in the league.
What was Goddard doing, bro?
He wasn't making like top 10.
He
was doing shit. Don't say. I'm just saying. Don't say Jalen Hurts made him. He got drafted high as a tight end.
Made him shine.
No,
is making him shine right now.
His one touchdown this season.
No. You can't say that also.
He got 11 receptions, 168 yards.
You can't say that also. That he's helping him shine because up until last year he was sitting behind Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
All right. So why are we giving him credit then?
Because he was good. That's why they traded.
If we have nothing to go off of, why is it so bad to say that this
he
year
was the best second string tight end in the league easily?
I'm just. Bro, I hate when y'all do this, bro. He was sitting behind Zach Ertz. Okay, so he wasn't even a starter. Point proven.
Never Nick.
There's a reason why they traded Zach Ertz because they got Dallas Goedert. Everybody saw the potential in Dallas Goedert because they was running a 2 tight end system because of how good he was. I don't until Jalen Hurts proves in a big game that he can win the game with his arm and win the game, in tough situations, I can't say it's him. So I'll go 80% the weapons and 20% him. And I think that's usually what it goes for most rookie quarterbacks that come in anyway, or young quarterbacks who are like generational talents, where it's the weapons making them look good. And then you need those weapons to help them develop and make them look good, unless you're a generational talent. So it's not like he's a out of this world talent. He's right now an average quarterback in the NFL. So you give him some great weapons, he's going to look better. Saw how shitty Josh Allen looked when he didn't have weapons.
No, he was just overthrowing people a lot.
But yeah, I think it's majority of the time it's going to be the person with weapons than them, unless they're a generational talent. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and now I could say Lamar Jackson. It's usually going to be.
I don't know, but is that fair though? Like. Because every young quarterback needs something, and they're not just going to come in.
That's what I said. It's just that's.
I was just saying that because, like, even when he left Alabama and went to Oklahoma, all he had was CeeDee Lamb there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was balling there. You know what I mean?
Well, CeeDee Lamb was even the leading receiver. CeeDee Lamb was even the leading receiver when he got on that team. Like, CeeDee Lamb was the best receiver, but the person he threw the ball to was someone else. Because he doesn't throw the ball well over the middle of the field.
He's playing well. 300-something yards, no interceptions in the past 2 weeks.
No, he's balling, definitely. But I got him doing the rest of this week. This week will, may help me change my mind. But
they play
the team. They play the Jaguars. So.
Okay, Jaguars. Oh, shit. Dallas played the Commanders this week.
Yep. And then, speaking of Dallas, let's talk about Cooper Rush. So they win, And if they continue to win, what does this mean for Dak? Obviously, it doesn't mean anything. But does it mean you rush to get Dak in, or do you wait?
I brought up this topic because I wanted to see like what y'all opinion on, like you said, if he were to keep winning, would it be a stupid decision like most of Jerry Jones' decisions to try to throw Dak Prescott in there? Because Cooper Rush has been playing very well. Like, I'm not saying that just because he's been winning. He's just been playing pretty well overall with what he has. He throws the ball well. He reads the defenses pretty well. He's able to put together drives. I just think he doesn't try to do too much, and that's what Dak Prescott's been doing for the past few years. I know they had a good, better than good record last year. Dak took them to the playoffs, but after that, it was just like, all right. And then Dak's always hurt. I just think it's a different team when he's not on the field, honestly. I just think Cooper Rush has been doing well, so I don't think there's a need to bring Dak or hurry him back, especially if he's winning games. And they just played this past week.
They played the Giants, and defeated the Giants. They won.
Yeah, they beat the Giants.
Key drive by Cooper Rush. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think there's a reason to rush. The offense does play different. They play more balanced. And that's just the thing with having a quarterback people consider a superstar. I don't consider him a superstar. But when people think you have an elite quarterback, you want to throw the ball more, want to win the game with their arm. But balancing out is the best thing to do, and that's why their team look more effective. You're able to get your defense more time off the field so they can rest more than running the game. But the reason why they have been winning, we give Cooper Rush credit, but this defense has been playing out of their fucking mind since the beginning of the season. And then once Dak got hurt, they've been playing excellent defense. So, their pass rush is one of the best pass rushes in the league. So,
Micah 5 sacks the other day, and Michael Parsons didn't even have one. But
it's just a threat of him. Defense. The threat of him. So, I mean, I don't think you rush Dak out there. You give him as much recovery time as needed if Cooper Rush is winning these games. So, there's no rush to take Cooper out.
Yeah, I'm not so.
I agree with everything y'all just said. I don't really need to add on to that. But quick question: if Cooper keeps winning like this, right? Does Jerry now keep? This is the ongoing thing. Does Jerry regret all the money he paid Dak?
No, because that's your franchise quarterback, and in the long run, after teams get more film on Cooper Rush, eventually this is going to stop. But he's a smart quarterback. He's making the right play. So
I think Cooper Rush was actually pretty good in college too, if I'm not mistaken. He had a pretty good.
A lot of people are pretty good in college.
Yeah.
So man has the highest winning percentage as a starter. 3-0.
He hasn't lost. He hasn't lost. So I mean, he's making the smart plays with the smart. There's a difference between playing as a backup, playing to not to mess up, and playing to win. So he's playing to win, but doing it in a smart way. So that's how you need him to come out and play. And then for the last topic, before we go ahead and get to these picks, who will have a better performance this weekend, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? The Bills and the Ravens play this week. So let's get into it. I do want to say, actually, no. Chubb, start it off.
Damn, I'm starting it off. Dude, that's hard. It's hard to say because you got Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs, and I think Gabe Davis is, going to be back by then. So I think he should be good. And they got even the slot in Isaiah McKenzie against a secondary that is ranked worse in stats right now in the NFL. So that's one. That's very concerning if we're talking about who's going to have the better day. On the other hand, though, Lamar isn't playing very well. And from reports this week is that secondary for the Bills is still very banged up. They lost, I think, 2 more corners from that Miami game. They lost their corners that were getting some bump.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Benford's out. So
I don't know who is going to be lined up. Their DBs. They lost
Poyer
Mike.
is.
Yeah,
I'll
Poyer's.
tell you right now. Right now, Poyer is questionable.
I know
James
Hyde's out for
Jackson
the
is
season.
questionable. Hyde's out for the season, and Ed
But they
Oliver
said
and Jordan Phillips are both questionable.
so Jackson, who's the rookie corner that's been playing, right? He's questionable, but apparently he hasn't been practicing all week. So that like gives you like an indication of what he's gonna if he's gonna play. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think they're both gonna. I think all right. So how do you determine who has the better game? Like if Lamar goes for 220 or 230 and has 100 yards on the ground. I'm saying if he has like 100 yards on the ground and then say Josh Allen has 350 passing or something.
And he throws 5 touchdowns.
It's a shootout, though.
And Lamar scored 3 touchdowns and he scored 5 touchdowns. So he had the better game.
If it's 42-38, Lamar probably had
5 and
3
Lamar
and ran
scored,
1, and
Josh
ran
Allen 5.
Well,
and ran 1, and Josh Allen had a better game.
I mean,
you don't know who had the better game. Like we can easily tell who had a better game.
It's gonna be a shootout, which it's when we get to picks. I don't really know how I'm gonna pick it because with those DBs being out for the Bills, that kind of like makes my pick even harder to like decide. But I guess I'll go Josh Allen because of how the DBs for the Ravens have played in recent weeks.
Surprisingly, I'm gonna go with Lamar, bro. I didn't like what Josh Allen did this past week. And maybe the Ravens don't have a pretty good defense, but I know that the Bills' defense is pretty banged up, like you just said. I don't trust their corners. Both their all-pro safeties ain't playing. The only bright side they have right now is Von Miller. So I just think Lamar just continues to do what he does, and that's just make plays. Him and Mark Andrews, you know, that offense just in general, I just feel like he's going to move the ball. He's going to stick with what they know. Yeah, I just think Lamar just going to continue to play at the level he's been playing at for the past 3 weeks. It ain't going to be it's not going to be a long shot. I think they both played pretty well overall, but I just think that Lamar will have the better game in general. So I got the Bills winning, but I still think Lamar had the better game.
This one is tough for me because of the injuries for the Bills. I really want to lean towards Lamar having the better game, especially with the defensive line injuries and questionable people. And I'll pick this game later, but the Ravens DBs are ass, but I have to give it to Lamar because even though the Ravens DBs are ass, they're still healthy.
Right.
So I have to go with Lamar having the better game, stat wise. Now, will he win the game? I still don't know yet, but because the other team, no matter if their DBs are healthy or not, they show Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis they got to deal with on the other side. And Elam, Bedford being out, he was really big for them, so that's going to hurt. If Poyer is able to play, that will make a difference as well. I know they signed Xavier Rhodes to the practice squad, but he's still battling some injuries himself, so that may be no difficulty. But having a veteran guy like that is still helpful also. So I'm going to go with Lamar right now just because his ability to run the ball, and I think he's going to have to run the ball a lot this game to make some things happen. So, yeah, I think Lamar will have the bigger performance, but each team will score at least 5 touchdowns this week. So, all right. No, we're not talking basketball right now, but I just want to see, did you guys see how Zion looks?
Yeah, in shape.
All right. I just want you to, when we do our predictions next episode.
Bro, the only reason why he looks like that is because his contract says he has to.
Well, that doesn't matter. Guess what? That whole Jaws better take is about to go out the fucking window this year. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh man,
It's about to go out the window. Even though I never believed it, it's going to go out the window. I'm just going to give you guys a preview into my NBA awards predictions. Zion Williamson for MVP.
That's far fetched.
Oh, we'll see.
If he does that this year, bro, I probably consider him the next coming of LeBron, bro. Honestly,
That's what he was always held to be. So, he was fat, averaging 26 and 12. So.
Yeah, he was not shooting the ball, bro. All dunks. That's that. All dunks and defense.
And so now he's swole and skinny now. But let's go ahead and go to our top 5 power team rankings. So I want you guys to tell me who are our top 5 teams in the league right now, and let's go ahead.
I'm gonna go the number 1 team in the NFL. I'm gonna give it to Eagles right now. I'm gonna give it to Eagles. They're the white hot team right now. You know, everybody's talking about them. You know, they got a lot going for them. Defense is playing very well. Their defense is exciting to watch. I like watching them, honestly. And Jalen's playing some good football. So I'm gonna go one Eagles. Two. I'm gonna go Bills. Gonna go Bills number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go. Well, this is tough when you got to think about it. Number 3. I'm gonna go. I still think Chargers are up in top 5. I'm gonna put Chargers. I'm putting the Chargers in top 5.
Yeah, putting a 1 and 2 team in the top 5 is fucking crazy. Keep going.
All right, nah.
Keep going.
Nah. Because I'm having a hard time thinking.
That's crazy,
they're
bro.
They're not bad. Sorry. So they're 1 and 2, so they shouldn't be in the top 5. You're correct. Fine. I'm gonna put the Ravens in my top 5. They're somewhere in there. Chiefs. And I'm putting the Vikings. I'm gonna put the Vikings in my top. Even though Kirk Cousins has been ass that last game, I think they're still in top 5 power rankings team. Because I've had a hard time picking NFC teams.
You don't gotta pick them.
There should be more than one NFC team in the top 5 power rankings. We all agree with that, right?
There shouldn't. The NFC's ass besides the Eagles.
That's what I'm thinking about an NFC. That team's been playing very well, and I can't. All right, fucking Vikings. All right, that's mine. I got Eagles. Eagles. Who just said my number 2 was? I fucking just forgot.
Yeah, the Eagles, Bills, Ravens,
Bills,
Chiefs, Vikings.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. I got the.
And the Dolphins might have been my 5th if they didn't lose last night.
I got the Bills number 1. I got the Eagles number 2. I got the Chiefs number 3, Ravens number 4. And number 5, I have the team that I'm picking to beat the Eagles this weekend, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll give you your first 2. Bills. You said Bills, right? For 1.
I have Bills 1, yeah.
Yeah, I have the Bills right now. Then I have the Eagles. I agree with that. However, I still have the Dolphins as one of the top teams in the league. I'll put them at number 3. Number 4, I'll put the Ravens. And my 5th, I don't know if I want to pick between Dallas and Cleveland, but I'm gonna have to pick Dallas as my number 5. Bills, Eagles, Dolphins, Ravens, and Cowboys.
Now let's go ahead and get to these picks, man. Let's get to these picks. So the first game. Damn, my pick 'em just went crazy.
I was wrong.
I haven't picked mine yet, so
I didn't pick that one. Kind of upset. I was going to pick the Bengals to win. So we have the Vikings versus the Saints. Who we got?
Who do I have for this one?
I'm gonna go Vikings.
I have the Vikings as well.
Mike Thomas might not play, so that's
I have the Vikings too. I picked mine already. Had to make sure.
That's part of it.
Jetta's revenge game. Even though people were saying that Jeff Okudah was locking him one day, as DK Metcalf said, he's not locking anybody. He has a safety over top.
Oh, he got a lot of more.
They got a lot of more, but I think it's just a revenge game for DK for Jettas. Next game we have the Cleveland Browns versus Atlanta Falcons.
I'm gonna go Cleveland.
That's the easy one. Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons DBs have been getting cooked this year so far. They already got the running game going. I think Jacoby Brissett is going to throw a few touchdowns.
Yeah, I got the Browns just because their running game looks unstoppable. And even though this is going to be a high-scoring game regardless, just because the Falcons do have a lot of weapons on offense, it's going to be a way to be a high-scoring game. But I do have the Browns winning this game. Next game, you have the Commanders versus Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys. Don't trust Carson.
I'm going with Cooper Rush. 4-0.
Yeah, that Cooper Rush bullshit stops this weekend. I am going with the Washington Commanders. They will find a way to protect Carson like they didn't do last week. So I just find a hard time for them to believe that they won't find a way to protect him because he didn't play a bad game. He just couldn't freaking throw the ball because he had a guy in his face every time he dropped back. He was pressured.
I ain't worried about their offense. I'm worried about Commanders' defense, bro. Their defense is cheese whiz.
But yeah, I believe he on 80% of his dropbacks, he had pressure in his face. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. I like that team.
I too have the Lions.
Yeah, I have the Lions too. I love what Dan Campbell's doing. His team doing well. I don't like what Amon St. Brown did. Amon St. Brown when he got on that guy from the Commanders for no reason. He never said shit to him. Got mad because he got drafted over him.
He's not even playing this week, so.
Yeah, Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, he's out.
Oh shit. I still pick the Lions, though. I like what Jamal Williams doing, even without. I don't think DeAndre Swift is playing this week as well. But
there was a report that Jameson Williams should be coming back soon. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting team for sure. Next game we have the Titans versus the Colts.
Titans. Even though the Colts pulled out a fluke against the Chiefs, I'm going Titans. I don't trust Matt Ryan and that team.
Jeez, we all agreeing this week. I got the Titans winning that one too.
I have the Colts.
Okay.
I think they're going to ride off the momentum of being the Chiefs, being a team that they shouldn't have beat, even when they lost a game that they shouldn't have lost, or to some people. I think this is going to ride the momentum, so I have the Colts winning this game.
He won 1-1. That's funny.
Next, we have the Bears versus the Giants.
I'm going with G-Men. I like what they got going on, too.
Yeah, I got the Giants as well. Justin Fields does not look impressive at all. Even with the lack of weapons, some of his throws look freaking crazy when he's throwing the ball.
I still can't believe Bucky Brooks said last year that Justin Fields was better than Lamar Jackson.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
remember that? Y'all remember that when he said that?
Bucky been wrong plenty of times.
I know, but
he got set up in a terrible situation as well. So,
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Next game, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Eagles. I think everybody know I got Jacksonville winning. James Robinson's going to have another big game. I think to my Trevor Lawrence agenda, this is one of the games that's going to help solidify him going into that top 10 quarterback at the end of the season list for me. So I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game. I think it's going to be a similarly close one, but Jacksonville has a good front seven, good defense, and they can definitely get pressure on Jalen Hurts when it gets into those down situations. They have to be able to throw the ball situations, and I think that pass rush is going to help. Even though they don't have the DBs to lock up the receivers, that pass rush with Josh Allen and crew and Trayvon Walker can really make some noise. And again, I saw them shut down Jonathan Taylor, so I believe they can shut down this Eagles run game as well. So
I'm going with the Eagles.
I got Philly as well. Jalen Hurts remains undefeated.
Next game is the Jets versus Steelers.
Y'all been not upset this week, bro.
I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I'm picking the Steelers, too.
The only reason I'm picking the Steelers is because Zach Wilson's coming back. I don't know what type of Zach Wilson we're going to get.
Oh, he's playing this week?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I got the Steelers, and if we lose this game, I'll lose all hope for the season.
You should get a lot of picks this week if he's hasn't been doing anything and he comes out, he's going to sling the shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunity for Minka.
Next game, we have the Bills versus the Ravens.
Bills.
I'll go last.
This game is such a hard game to pick.
Yeah.
I just said the Bills were the number one team in the NFL. But with these injuries, I really feel like the Ravens should win this game just due to the Bills not being healthy. And this will say a lot to me about the Ravens if they're not able to win this game. Yeah, and it's in Baltimore. So, that's the reason.
But that doesn't – they're going to have hurricane rain tomorrow or Sunday. They're still getting rain from the hurricane. So it's going to be a messy game.
Sloppy game.
And it's grass.
Well, they do have a lot of questionables on their D-line. I'm going with the Ravens.
So this is a tough one for me. Like I said, I've been teetering back and forth. Like I said, it's gonna come down to if the Ravens defense can get any type of stops. Because my biggest concern isn't even that the fact the Bills don't have a good secondary. It's not the fact that our secondary has been playing bad. It's the fact that Ronnie Stanley is not playing this weekend, and he's had a good week of practice, and we got a rookie left tackle who's
I'm changing my pick. I'm going with the Bills.
Rookie left tackle whose last week was his first time ever playing left tackle ever in his career.
He got to play Von Miller.
And he's got to go against Von Miller. So that being said, I think it's going to be a shootout. I do think it's going to be a shootout, but I have PTSD, so I'm going with the Bills because I think it's going to be a shootout, and the Ravens defense somehow, secondary, fucks up somehow.
The Patriots.
So guys, look at me. Everybody that's listening to this.
Supposed to pick against your team.
I'm a Ravens fan. I'm still rooting for my team. That's a win-win situation, right? It's a win-win situation. It's called being realistic.
The unbiased pick.
It's being realistic, yeah.
He really broke it down on why he think his team is not going to win.
So yeah. I mean, do I think we have a chance to win? Absolutely. But you got to. NFL is a game of matchups, right? Really, it really is a game of matchups. And right now, Von Miller's playing out of his mind at 36, 37 years old, whatever he is.
Yeah, I got a top 5 football player in the league, though.
We do, but we also have a 4th-string left tackle.
And it's going to be raining.
And LeBron ain't never made that excuse, man.
But no, like I said, it's going to be a shootout.
Sound like that effect is dwindling down.
No, it's still going to be a shootout. But, all right, what do you mean? A perfect example, Miami was a shootout. He was doing his LeBron effect shit still. And what happened? The defense sold him. What are you talking about? That's what I'm worried about. It's not Lamar. Y'all getting it twisted. Y'all twisting. It's nothing to do with the offense of Lamar. I don't trust that secondary when it comes down to it. They're still learning the whole stuff, playing together, which is ridiculous to say.
I know when LeBron made it to the finals when he had Larry Hughes. Eric Snow.
He said he's going to put her to sleep.
Yeah, he said he got the Bills. Yeah.
Chargers, Texans.
Yeah, Chargers, Texans. This should be an easy one for all of us.
Chargers, Texans. I got Chargers. Even though I do love Mills Mafia. Do love Mills Mafia. That Texans are exciting.
Yeah. Nah, the Chargers. I got the Chargers. They break out this slump. They've been playing well, honestly. The Chargers have. So I just think, just a game, kind of like an exhibition game. Well, not an exhibition game, but like just back to them getting back to doing what they know how to do, and it's the perfect way to, or the perfect team to do it against. Get back in their rhythm, go back in their flow. So I'll have to go with the Chargers. I think that's a clean sweep with all three of us. I think Wayne would say the same thing. Cardinals and the Panthers. Who you got? Cardinals and the Panthers.
Oh, I thought we were. Oh, my bad. I thought Wayne.
I know what time we're gonna be back. I mean,
Cardinals, Panthers. I'm gonna go Cardinals, even though I hate the Cardinals. I hate both these teams, okay. I don't really like Kyler Murray. Like, I don't know what it is. I know he's like supposed to be good, but I just don't think he's that good. I'm gonna be crazy enough to say, but
I think Wayne made you hate Kyler Murray because he kept comparing him to Lamar.
That's not even that. Like,
I remember.
Look. If I didn't like the man, I wouldn't have picked him up for my fantasy. I picked him up for my fantasy, and I just don't trust him. Like he's supposed to be a top 10 quarterback per se. I just don't think he's that. Like, if you're a top 10 quarterback, you shouldn't have like iffy games, and he's had plenty of iffy games.
Yeah.
So I don't trust Kyler. Even though I'm picking them because they're playing Baker, who I don't trust either, and that I don't trust the Carolina, and Chris McCaffrey's not even playing, which I don't even know when he got hurt, but he's hurt again.
His career is over if he's hurt again, bro.
He's got thigh issues, and he's had hamstring and thigh issues last year. Like,
he need to get his weight up. To keep it up.
His prime is already over. It's already passed.
Yeah. He's at his best season.
Crazy.
He can't get back to what he used to be.
We saw glimpses of greatness and what he could have been. He could have been going down as. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not going to talk like he's already retired, but if he is healthy, like he could go down as one of the most elite weapons to ever play the running back position.
I would agree.
Yeah. Got a guy that can go 1,000.
You see what they asked DJ Moore about getting open, being able to get open?
He might get open, but I don't.
No, I was saying, did you see what he said? Like, one of the reporters asked DJ Moore, like, is it an issue with the chemistry between the receivers and Baker Mayfield? And
what he said, yeah.
He was like, basically in a nutshell, he said being open is a perspective. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's for 0.5 seconds or 1 second, someone's always open. And whether we're on the same page or not, like, someone's always open. So he wasn't trying to throw Baker under the bus, but it was just like they were trying to allude to the quarterback receivers not being on the same page when it comes to Baker. And he was just saying, like, someone's always open, whether it's for, this NFL level, whether it's, for a couple seconds or a minute, someone's always open. So I don't know if he's just not making the right read or whatnot, but yeah, it was just funny. But no, I got the Cardinals too. There shouldn't be no reason why the Cardinals don't win this one. Who's the next one? I think the next one is.
I got the Cardinals too. I got the Cardinals too, man. I agree. Before the season, I would have had the Panthers, but the way Baker's been playing this season.
What do you got between the Chargers? You missed that one. Chargers and the Texans.
Chargers.
That's true. How many more we got? We got
3 more. 4 more. Patriots and the Packers.
I'm going Packers, especially because Mac Jones just has a high ankle sprain. See, that just hurts your chances more. Even though
Patriots
you
go
do have a
undefeated
solid
for the rest of
defense.
the season. Mac
Shut
Jones is
up,
out.
Theo.
Patriots go
Theo.
undefeated for the rest of the season.
Shut up. This
like
game
it.
is over.
You heard it here
This,
first,
this
bro.
this is going to be a
If
blowout.
anything, we only lose this week. I got us winning, but if anything, we only lose this week because we're playing the Packers in Green Bay.
I think Romeo Dawes will assert himself as wide receiver one in Green Bay.
Hey, Watson's a big disappointment.
And Sammy Watkins hurt too.
No, Christian Watson is a big disappointment. Big.
I mean, week one, I think Aaron Rodgers just doesn't trust him. Remember, because he dropped that big pass week one.
Yeah.
And now Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I'm not throwing him the ball.
Wait, ain't that who they signed?
No, Watson is the guy. Watson's the big, the first receiver they drafted.
Yeah, I know that. But wasn't he making a joke about Sammy Watkins being the next like?
Yeah, he on that team.
Oh, okay.
He's on that team. Yeah,
Randall Cobb back to his old ass.
He's hurt already. It's crazy. Sammy Watkins hurt already.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Never would have guessed it.
On that Christian McCaffrey career is basically over. He cannot do anything.
Oh, you heard?
He has too much muscle, so he pulls too many. Just everything is going to pull easily for him. He need to get some fat on him.
Because, that dude's win.
0% body fat.
Oh man,
you gotta do better with that, man. Everything, like he said, I use a basketball.
Broncos and Raiders.
I
have the Broncos losing this game because I just don't think the Raiders are going to start 0-4.
I'm going Raiders as well.
So I have the Raiders going. Yeah, all this hype about Patrick Surtain is fucking will die after what the Broncos have invested.
No, I'm going with the Raiders too. I'm kind of enjoying the Russ Wilson Broncos country tour he's on right now. It's nice. It's nice seeing him struggle because I don't know. He's never used to seeing it. I don't know. He's just corny to me. We already talked about it. He's corny and annoying.
Man, I don't trust new Russell Wilson right now, bro.
Let him cook.
Let's clarify. He's corny as a football player. Not
okay. Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Corny football player.
I got the Raiders too, bro. Russell Wilson is just putting up 10 points, 11 points. That ain't. I'm not convinced on him or his receivers. So, yeah, the Raiders get their first win this week. Bucks and Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs. Wayne kind of sold me. I don't think the Bucks are that good. Tom Brady. This should be Tom Brady's last year. I'm gonna keep saying it.
It should be. I don't know if it will be though.
The team doesn't look that impressive.
Because he ain't got nobody, bro.
That's not. Yeah.
They look pretty good in week one. Like they look pretty good. But when Julio went down and Chris Godwin went down, man, he wasn't balling, but they looked pretty good as a team.
Hey, turning no heads
until he hit the Super Bowl again. Watch. But I too got the Chiefs, even though I don't like picking the Chiefs in anything. I got the Chiefs winning this one.
I got the Bucks. Their defense looks really good. Mike Evans comes back. I think there's going to be a battle of the defenses, depending on how the Chiefs' defense goes. And I think the Chiefs' defense will fold before the Buccaneers' defense folds. So I have the Chiefs winning. It's going to be a close one. I think everybody thinks it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be like a 14-17 game.
This game might get postponed, though, because this is in Tampa.
Yeah, it might get postponed.
And last but not least, we got the Rams at San Fran.
Rams.
I got the 49ers. Yeah, I'm just not impressed. This is a NFC Championship last year. And, I think the 49ers should have won it last year. Unless Deebo Samuel's hurt, then that might change my pick, actually. Because I know Deebo got hurt. last week. But as of now, as it stands, I got the 49ers.
I got the Rams, but I'm scared because Matt Stafford sucks. But I do got the Rams because Jimmy G's no better.
Jimmy G did do. I wish we still had Jimmy G, bro. I really do. All right. I'm still leading the league in pick percentage. Actually, Chris is winning because he has more picks than us.
I told you not to count that first week, but like, oh no, count it.
Well, I can't. I'm not about to do the math. I'm just looking at what's there.
What place are who's in second place?
Not you.
Damn, I'm at last.
Yeah, only by one. I think I'm like 45, you 44%. Yeah.
Well, I'll be in first after this weekend, man.
Let's see. All right, I think that's it, right? That's all the topic. Trying to see.
All right, man. Well, anything else you guys want to say to people before we get out of here?
Oh man, week 4.
Bounce back week. That's all I got to say.
Not for us. Patriots are rebuilding. I'll keep it at that. I don't want to hear no Patriots comments about nothing. And I'm getting ready to talk basketball in the next upcoming episodes. Get back to watching ESPN. Keeping up with the updates. Because I'm about to talk my trash about Jason Tatum, the Celtics, the Wizards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into the NBA season. About to start up this month. You want me to take us out, Wayne? You got the music. All right. Thanks for watching. It's been another episode of HD Sports. Again, make sure y'all follow us on all platforms. We appreciate it. And we'll be back on Monday with the release on Tuesday.